Hey, I'd like to welcome everybody to Stratford Hall and a special event coming up on May 28th here, 9:30 to 5. It's the Traditional Trades Fair, and it's our annual look at pre-industrial trades of the 18th century. And I'm delighted to have one of the three demonstrators that we're going to have on site that day. This is Ted Boscana.
Correct.
Thank you. Ted Boscana, and as a joiner, and honestly, Ted, I don't know a whole lot, I guess like a lot of people, about what exactly the 18th century pre-industrial building trades may have involved, but could you explain briefly who you are portraying and what you're doing?
Sure. The 18th century joiner is the trade that falls kind of halfway between the carpenter and the cabinet maker. Those are trades most folks will know in the modern age. The carpenters are doing the heavy work, and as one Frenchman put it in the 18th century, the joiners do the curious work. So we're the ones that are fitting out the house, those decorative elements like window sash, raised panel doors, mantles, the stuff that's going to make your house more or less fashionable by the addition or omission of those types of elements. Our work requires a lot of specialized tooling, including the use of molding planes, which would allow you to create those decorations that you'll see throughout the house in Stratford and throughout also many of the grand houses here in Virginia. So the tool is shaped, the sole of the plane is shaped, the blade is shaped to match that, and as I put that to the work, it's going to allow me to create those shapes that you'll see dressing the building in its finer elements. So it's a lot of planing, there's a lot of chiseling. The term joiner comes from the act of literally joining the wood together. So something like a 12 light window sash would have 15 pieces of wood, but there are actually 26 joints that are being used to fit that work together.
You know, when we go to Home Depot and we look at the stuff that's available now, we have no idea the time and talent it must have taken to do these things on site. You know, this was a lifelong career for people, joiners in the 18th century. I guess you apprenticed?
Yeah, this is definitely a skill trade that you would learn those skills through an apprenticeship, typically 5 to 7 years. And we always tell folks that our apprentices typically start a little later than some of the others. You need to be probably close to 14 so that you're tall enough to work over the top of the bench.
The tools that you're using are tools that if you went to a medieval manuscript, you'd probably see very similar, if not the same tools, that are hundreds and hundreds of years old.
Exactly. The idea of planes go back easily to the time of the Romans and have been refined to the point where by the time of the 18th century, we know that in 1770 in London there were 25 plane making shops that were making these and exporting them all over the British Empire.